Welcome back to Krypton's Toy Vault. In this video, I'll be going over the Darkseid from the Sonic DC crossover 4-pack. This is part 2 of the Sonic / DC crossover review. Last time I went over the Sonic figures. They are fantastic. This time I'm going over the highlight of that already fantastic pack of figures. This Darkseid. This just absolutely perfect figure that came out of nowhere. Jakks Pacific DC crossover. I mean, look at it. It is just amazing. He has all. He doesn't come with anything. He doesn't need to come with anything. He is the figure here. He does come with the 3 Sonic figures: Sonic, Shadow, and Silver. But this is what I would call a true 6-inch scale Darkseid figure. It is double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. Really good double jointed knees. Pretty good double jointed elbows. He has thigh swivel. He has calf swivel. He has rotation or pivots in the ankles. Hinges forward. Hinges back. No butterfly joints or anything, but it does the kind of the McFarlane style, like spacer in the shoulders. So you do get a little bit of movement out of them. Not much, but a little bit. And they don't look, in my opinion, as bad as the McFarlane ones usually do. It does have a waist cut, abdomen, like an ab crunch, that is surprisingly good for a diaphragm joint. Goes all the way back to there. And shoulders, or bicep swivel, hand swivel with a hinge, so you can really articulate that wrist. The head is on a ball. That's the one thing that doesn't move very well. The head is. It'll move side to side just fine, but the back and forward movement leaves a bit to be desired. Like I said, I was mildly curious about these when they announced the crossover, and then I started looking at the Darkseid, and he looks fantastic. He's got all the right texture, or like the sculpting's good. The articulation is amazing, considering that 4-pack is $60. You spend that much for a 2-pack of Marvel Legends or DC McFarlane Multiverse. You get a 4-pack of way better articulated figures, or at least similarly articulated figures, for $60, $15 a piece. This Darkseid costs $15. You can't tell me that that's not on the same par as Marvel Legends or Black Series or McFarlane Multiverse. It is. It's got paint, it's got the sculpt, it's got the articulation, and it is that good. And one of my favorite parts, it scales with true 6-inch. If he had been a little bit bigger, he could scale with Marvel Legends size, DCUC size, but you'll see in a little bit, he is a little too small for that. That said, I have a decent selection of true 6-inch figures, and that's where this guy gets displayed. He looks fantastic. I'm happy to have him. I'm going to go ahead and pull in a few other figures from some different lines and show them off side by side, and we'll see how he compares. We'll start things off with some true 6-inch. We got the DC Icons Superman. This is the regular release, the first release Superman. And then we have the Superman from the Doomsday 2-pack. As you can see, he stands about a head and a half taller than the two of them. And in my opinion, that is just about perfect. Here we have a pair of CT Toys. We got the CT Toys Spider-Man on the right and the brown suit Wolverine on the left. And I think they fit in fine. Wolverine's a little too tall, but Spider-Man, he's pretty close to true 6-inch from the CT Toys line. And I think it looks pretty good. And here we have him with a couple of Marvel Legends. We've got the, I think it's the Mark 20 Iron Man on the right, and the Secret Wars cap on the left. They are just a bit too big. They're about half a head shorter than Darkseid, and he should be a little bit bigger. That said, it's not awful. If you wanted to display them together, I don't think it would look too out of place. It's just, it's kind of skirting that edge of fitting in scale-wise. And lastly, a little more DC Icons, because it's true 6-inch, and I feel like that's where he fits in the best. On the right, we have the DC Icons New 52 Darkseid. And then on the left, we have the DC Icons Doomsday that goes with that Battle Damage Superman. And again, these two are about the same size, and that's exactly where they should be as far as like traditional sizing. That's Doomsday is accurate for that portrayal, that Justice League War style. He looks fine for that. That said, he doesn't work for everything. He is awesome, he's huge, he's cool. Articulation is pretty poor, but he does a pretty good job. That said, having a more normal scale Darkseid in the collection was very important to me, and I wasn't going to spend the 60, 70, 80 bucks on a single DC Multiverse. I kind of wanted that Justice League Task Force one, try and knock off some of that weird cell shading and all that stuff, but this does the job just fine for this scale. I will eventually need to pick up something that works better with 6.5-inch scale, but for true 6-inch, I have in my opinion, pretty definitive Darkseid. And that's not to say this figure's perfect. You could definitely do a lot with this. The texture on the arms, if you put a little bit of a wash on that, I think it would make it pop alive a whole lot more. Just a little light wash over this entire figure, I think would really bring it to life. That said, I don't really plan on doing any of that. Maybe if I pick up another one, I might, toy with it a little bit. But for now, he looks good enough. He looks fantastic on the shelf. He works very, very well with these DC Icons figures and the animated Batman series figures. Just overall, a phenomenal figure at a absolutely unheard of price anymore. You don't get figures like this for $15 anymore. It just doesn't happen. If Marvel Legends or Black Series, or not Black Series, but McFarlane put up a figure of this quality, it would be $35 to $50 all day long. And here he is, $15, and on top of that, you get all the cool Sonic figures. Sonic, whether or not that's your thing, they still look good in a Marvel collection or a DC collection, just as is, because they got the logos and the costumes and all that, and they just look good. But that said, when it comes to this figure, I don't have anything else to add. I've got it displayed with my true 6-inch. That's where I think it fits in perfectly. And I really, really hope we get to see some more DC stuff from Jakks Pacific. In this scale. Not those silly little ones that come with a little 2-inch Sonic figures. Those I was very disappointed. I ended up taking them back. They were damaged. They felt cheap. They didn't move very well. This figure, as bad as those figures are, is as good as this figure is. That said, I don't have anything else to add to this video, so yeah, that's all there is. This has been Krypton's Toy Vault. I thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.